joining us. Okay. Actually, we're coming to the end of the year of the rabbit. I don't think I made a video about this when it started actually, because it actually started last year, or last year, um, around February. So it's ending around February 9th or something like that. So it's a year of good luck. I'm not sure if people had any of that, but either way, it's the Chinese year. It's the Chinese calendar. It's the year of the rabbit. So basically connected to rabbit frequency. I guess it's a year in review. I'm not sure. Whatever. It's just not something I normally connect to. So do something different. Because a rabbit is not something, you hear dog, cat, rabbit's not something that you hear very often, even as a pet. It's obviously they have a specific energy about them for specific people, that because they can be worse than a cat or dog. They can tear through all your electronics and all that, which is fun. Yeah, they can be a little bit of just like Bugs Bunny, they can be a little bit snarky. I guess that's the word. Yeah, and of course they, was it they, was it, they're they have a lot of kids, things like that. They screw like rabbits, whatever they call it. I can't think of the word. Whatever. I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, they're just yeah. I won't call them menaces, but they can be to a certain level. They definitely, well, they're behind the scenes usually. So it's just when they're seen, it's kind of a big deal. Um, but again, you don't see like in fiction, you don't see much cat. What are the cat and dogs in our daily lives? But in fiction, you don't really see them all that much. The rabbit, we have Roger Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, and whoever else is out there. There's another with what is it? Donnie Darko was like the rabbit from the future. That was like creepy as hell. It's like that cat really fits them. So uh, yeah, they're just very symbolic. When they show up, it's like I say, they're rarely ever known scenes. When they start popping up as a change, it's just like to help us go into a change, a new timeline, whatever it might be, and so on. So you can't, yeah, it's anyway. And going to Bolivia, I forget how to pronounce where it's at. Tiwanaku or something. I can't pronounce. It's been a long day. But the Stargate in Bolivia. It's been a while since I tapped into this, so um, yeah, we'll just let it do as it must with that. But yeah, Rabbit Collective is not something I tap into very often, so that's a good thing. It's a rare moment. Anything that's rare is good. That's how I talk how my private sessions. Yeah, schedule it. Shop here. And that's it. Okay. Okay, I'll keep this one kind of short. So, okay, going to your rabbit and Stargate frequencies. So, all right, blessings. Green Sea, the rabbit collective. Yes, you can see we're beings that don't normally speak publicly. Why do so? Not many are asking for us either. That doesn't mean there's going to be a great amount of change, not necessarily. A soul growth, of course, we assist with basically a transition to one timeline to another. Basically, even like transitioning from being a human to an alien, or from a human to an angelic frequency, basically connecting to you more to who you really are. So we do work behind the scenes, not something that we're there to put a merit badge on or things like that. Of course, then we'll take whatever we can get. But either way, we're not ones to. Usually, we're a little too odd for your society, your reality. As you don't see us very much part of your family pet. We're not really there to be pets. Sometimes the rabbits like get me out of this place. I'm gonna go chew this place up until you send me back to where I belong. You can kill me or send me back to the farm or wherever you got me. So there's that. But sometimes the rabbits that you might want to own, yeah, they just there for a specific reason, and then you get rid of them. And then there's others that are there to stay to help you through your soul transition to know more who you are. It's just, rabbits are not the easiest ones to talk to. Sometimes we think we know everything. Of course, technically we do to a certain level, but there's snarky ones, there's friendly ones, there's, cat and dogs. Cat and dogs basically have got more used to the human experience. Rabbits don't have to. But we're just a different type of teacher altogether. Of course, we're learning from your society, kind of learning what not to do. But taking what humans, not to downplay what humans are going through here, but yes, you can say a lot of it's unnecessary here. But if your soul needs it, it needs it, and uh, you know, we are impressed, you could say. But a rabbit world can be a lot more difficult than this one. It's almost like a fox planet. Foxes and rabbits are very similar. They can be very, crazy like a fox. Rabbits aren't always fully understanding what animal is, or human for that matter. We're always trying to find ways to keep us mysterious. But rabbits are known, yeah, they can be quite similar to almost like a pig species. We can be very dark and dominating is the word I'm looking for. Of course, we also be kind of tender, nice, and of course, rabbits do like inner world, like all kind and sweet. Of course, until we get our red eyes, and then we're something else. So yeah, we are, you can say, cartoonish. But the reason for Bugs Bunny, you can say it's just, we're quirky little things. So we're not like a dog and cat. You're used to seeing them all the time. But there's nothing wrong with that. But just a rabbit, because we have just a specific message, as you can see, and it's just a lot of times it is there to we're not normally quiet. Of course, there are some that are quiet that you need for a calming, healing frequency, and then others we're just mischievous. That's the way it is. But we're not, like I said, we're not exactly the easiest to have as pets. Like I said, if we're as a pet, sometimes we just trade one prison to another. It's like, sometimes we need to escape. And there is skirmishes between cats and rabbits and so on. A lot of cats don't like rabbit beings because rabbits are usually sneaky beings. We get away with stuff that they can't always detect our frequency and what we're up to. Similar to like the reptilians, not to say all alien species, all animals, you can be just as intense as a reptilian being, just because you're used to that here. But you have a red-eyed freaking rabbit that's out of his freaking mind. Yeah. And of course, those pig beings that are insane also. So yeah, we say like the reptilians more, it's more physical connected, but we can be just as intense or even worse. But you're learning from the reptilian, I would say, is calming down its maybe not entirely calming down its ego, but once we understood, a lot of humans want nothing to do with it. Of course, it's part of your DNA, mental, mind, brain DNA. Why it's part of your brain, I would say it just has it has a lot of functionality to it for a physical experience, for what you're here to do. So you can always have a rabbit brain if you want. Then you'd be all crazy. You'll never get anything done. It looks like here you're trying to be somewhat constructive, and if you don't show it. So, but the rabbits are, the year of the rabbit is an energy of good luck and opening up portals, realities for something new. So, of course, it's not going to be for everybody. Well, you can all experience it in your own way. But yeah, like I say, our work is done here for this year. Not entirely, it's not over yet. So, it's also for decisions that are being made, you know, contracts, things like that, we're connected to. So, blessings. Greece, you with the energies of Bolivia. We are here for longevity. Uh, for basically the alien beings that left their remnants. Their well, basically the Earth shifted, and the alien beings that are here can no longer coexist with you, at least not on a physical level. Due to cataclysms, just the vibrations of your world, but also kind of gives you hints of your past. A lot of it has been removed, more advanced technologies, of course. But the technology right now, I can say, is the human body, really. It is quite the achievement. To survive all of what basically the human emotion alone, for your bodies to handle that, your organs and all this to keep your soul intact is quite it's just as some do go through a lot of stress and find a way to exit their body, it's very difficult to do so. And it's just that, yeah, it is a human computer. You don't have to look at it as an AI system. It's, you know, there is a form of it, but you are a soul being. You are what you are. Of course, you can bring in AI if you want. Some are computer people, meaning they're computer minds. They're just a walking library. Of course, they can't do anything else other than that. Just know stuff. Usually, they're not the most emotional people. A lot of them have been computers in their past lives, so yeah, they can't exactly operate on your level. That's what makes this world so helpful. For it's kind of like it helps you shed a side of you so you can become something else other than be like a computer mind or whatever, or a violent person. A lot of beings have violence from other star systems. They go through traumas. So they're actually here to clear out traumas, as some of you know that. So this is kind of like a trauma center to a certain level. There's a lot more to it than that. But the felines and the reptilian beings, canines, are all this. They don't have to get along. No one's ever meant to get along here. It's just that you're sorting out you know, your incarnation past and to actually self improve. Now you don't always have to improve, but you can if you want to. There's always that. There's always that achievement, but there is a gap within your timeline where you have to go through challenges no matter what. Sometimes it's just chosen before you incarnated, or you made a choice to bring in that challenge. And once you brought in that challenge, there's no getting out of it now. Sometimes there's gaps where you can escape, but a lot of it is just for basically for you to, you know, they don't believe this, but the challenges really do move you up a level. It's like to get to level, 6, you got to go through all of the hells of level 4. Sometimes you can skip a level for your growth, and it's not always pleasant, but you'd be surprised. So I'm not going to go into what that might be. So challenges, it just basically, well, so you can see things more clearly once you get to a certain level of your experience. Do good here. You might, a lot of it's just self improvement. So like you're working on the engine of yourself, internal self. Even if you are in a personal relationship, like a romantic relationship, whatever that, yeah, that might be part of it. And then you finally figured yourself out and you unlock from that relationship, whatever it might be, or friendships or whatever it is. You're all kind of like working on each other, you can say. And it's not easy. It's like you're working on a car and then a car drives off. It's like, wait, you're not done yet. There's a lot of that going on. So it's not as easy as it sounds. Well, not everybody wants to be fine-tuned and ready for their next mission or heal some darkness within themselves. So the alien beings are connected to your world, and we'll just say your world in general. Yeah, a lot of them are not ready to fix their own stuff yet. They can usually criticize you, help you in the higher dimensions, but they'd be damned if they're going to come here and go to their skeletons. And we're not talking about reptilian beings. We're talking about more positive beings, as they say they are. They're just not always alien beings are ready to really go into their darkness. And that's why you come here to kind of help them with that, or it's part of it. It's not entirely all of it, but kind of like you lay the bed and see if they ever show up to lay in it. And they don't. It's like, okay, fine. But someone else might be interested in what you're here to do. But it's like you're carving out, timelines for others to connect to your frequency, to learn what you have learned. Maybe not go through what you have gone through, but to learn some of some of what you've created for them and others. So it's not always going to be the clearest. It never is going to be. Because it's all in the physical realm because you can't let you know what's happening on a spiritual level, on a fourth dimensional level. Some of you can tap into it to a certain level, but you can't always know everything. It's just the way the physical realm is designed. It's just, you're here to have a physical experience. So, of course, the non-physical is going to keep itself hidden for various different reasons. Of course, those in the physical feel like they have it all figured out. And so be it. And they can make everyone else's life very difficult in thinking that. And sometimes ego, sometimes they just don't know what they're doing. It's like they're like spiritually not advanced. They think they are, but they're still kind of in kindergarten. But they're going through everybody trying to become this positive person. Of course, positive people a lot of times turn into the darkest people, and they're not always wanting to accept that. So those the beings that are willing to look at their darkness and their light and to kind of mix it together, like to experience both, are more likely not to lose their minds here. And then those are extremely positive and want to eventually flip out. Because there's only so far I can go with it. And then they become everyone's nightmare. And they kind of know that, but they do it anyway. And those that are extremely dark can actually become more, either their souls dissolve into nothingness, like they don't want any positive, and they just dissolve into just attach themselves to someone else and be a slave of someone else. Or they can become somewhat more positive and be helpful with the knowledge they have learned to others, or just become extremely positive, just keep doing a cycle of light and dark, whatever they want to do. So, and many of you are, yes, part of the galactics here to assist. Some are not letting go of the drama. The drama. Well, galactic beings still have a lot to learn. Some of them, you might be a galactic being, you might be 300 years old, but still a teenager. And many of you are becoming adults here. We're, just becoming mature and, but you've been through all those galactic wars, and some just can't let go of those adventures they've had. And it's just kind of, they want some kind of soul achievement. They want a merit badge and all this stuff, but you don't always necessarily need it. So